over here taking shots and junk.
I'm gonna try to do this sober.
I feel sorry for you.
No, it's okay. I mean, I can do this.
Papa Thug Nasty on there.
My name is Papa Thug Nasty.
I'm gonna do the intro now then.
Hey, it's your boy,
Papa Thug Nasty.
Hey, papi.
There you go, man.
Alright, great.
I just love how you're laying on the couch like we're gonna take sexy pictures of you.
The only pictures I take are sexy pictures.
That makes sense.
Nah, man, you gotta have your ugly pictures, man. You gotta
No,
equal
they're
rights
all
around
just
here.
sexy by osmosis.
You didn't
Was
like
that
it?
shot bad?
The blue is really good.
Did you try them one at a time, or did you just
No, you're supposed to
throw
take
the
them
whole
both.
thing in
You're
your
supposed
mouth?
to throw them both in there.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, then how are you distinguishing the flavors?
Because you can.
Alright, okay.
Yeah, like the blue tasted perfectly fine, and then the red is just so sweet.
Because, like, if I learned
Yeah.
anything from
Tasted
Ratatouille, if you put both the cheese and the grape in your mouth at the same time, there's a combination of
Well,
flavors.
see, me and him, I think what our problem is, we gotten so used to sugar-free stuff that when we hit something too sweet, we just can't handle it.
Yeah, 'cause I
At
drank
all.
Diet.
No,
Like,
I know
at
that's
all.
right. My mom made some tiramisu, and it almost killed me.
Wow. Your mom makes tiramisu. She's so fancy. Did it come out of the Jell-O box? Or she does it from scratch?
No, she like buys like those Italian cookie wafers and then like lines a cake pan with them and then like drowns them in Kahlua and rum.
You know what? The couple of times that we've been over your house, like, we still yet to meet your parents.
Good.
I'd really like to meet them.
Wait, did you not meet him at Smart with me?
No.
Oh, yeah, I met his father, and I was like, oh, you're his father? And he was like, yeah, and I'm like, I'm sorry. And then he
Sorry.
laughed.
We're sorry your kid's a delinquent.
I made it a rule to them to not talk to my coworkers, to not let my coworkers know that I'm their kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they that,
If
like,
you saw his
shameful
father,
of
you
you?
would know.
Yeah, my dad looks like Santa Claus.
It would be actually be funny if your dad was the guy that's been riding around during Christmas as Santa Claus. That'd be hilarious.
That'd be awesome.
That shrimp's very good.
Yeah, I told you, it's really good.
Yeah, it's just very good. You want to try one?
Yeah, are they already peeled? No.
No, they're not peeled. You have to peel them
Yeah, I
yourself.
can peel it.
Oh,
Hey, man,
I
when
eat
you-
the shell.
Well, yeah, because you're a fucking heathen.
You got no table manners.
Peel my fucking shrimp.
Maybe we should get to this episode of what it's about.
I'm about to do the intro, but it's about Rick and Morty, so I wanted to do a special episode for Papa Thug Nasty on a topic that he is very in-depth with. I can't watch Rick and Morty because my IQ's not high enough. The closest to Rick and Morty I get is they created a VR game that's very similar style, joke-wise, everything, and that's about it.
I didn't know you had to have high IQ to watch it. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
It's a rumor. You have to have a high IQ to...
Maybe I just don't have high enough IQ. No, let me tell you, I used to watch Frasier as a kid. You talking about
Yes.
smart comedy? That was smart comedy.
Yes.
I loved it. I thought it was so hilarious.
Okay, speaking of pop figures that we were just talking about, I'm mad that they came out with the Cheers pop
But not
and not
Frasier.
Frasier.
Tell me about it. You know, what was his brother's name? Nigel?
Niles.
Niles.
Yeah.
I would love a Niles. And his dad. God, man, that would be so awesome.
So let's do the intro.
Hey there, this is Jeremy Inman. You may know me as the voice of Android 16 from Dragon Ball Z, and you are listening to The Sweep. Gotta sweep.
Exclusively on YouTube.
All praise the YouTube overlord.
I can't believe you've done this.
Did you commission him to say that?
No,
Yes.
he's a good friend of the podcast. What are you talking about? We talked to him on the reg.
What's funny is I still haven't paid him because he can't figure out how to get his PayPal working.
So, you know what? He's a good friend right now, and thank you for that shout out.
Yeah. Also, just like with the Morgan Berry one, just because he did a shout out doesn't mean he promotes the podcast and things we say. He has his own brand to protect, and maybe he doesn't fully approve of maybe like Rick and Morty or things of that nature.
There is
Right.
nothing about Rick and Morty that you can disapprove of, though.
But he just wants Gohan to unleash his full power.
True.
Gohan, do it for me.
And how salty is that Android 16 isn't in Super?
That's a discussion for another time. I agree, though. I actually agree. I think he should be in Super, honestly.
Well, I'm Daddy White.
Daddy White.
Wrong.
That was wrong.
I don't think he's heard the new intros.
And here's El Pollo Loco.
El pollo loco.
JDF was like, hey, give me a rim job. I'd be like, Tiger Sword. You know, I would give him a rim job. Okay, I gotta clarify.
He was on that podcast, remember?
Oh, yeah, you were. I was
Tiger Sword,
very
yeah.
intoxicated. I barely remember saying that. I think I do some of my best work sometimes when I'm drunk as fuck.
All-time favorite El Pollo Loco quote. So, today is... It's the Sweep Weekend Patrol!
Sassy Sucks Saturday.
So it's Sassy Sucks Saturday. You're very, intent on this screen, good sir.
Man, my computer is so slow. That laptop is just ridiculous. I'm surprised it's still kicking, honestly. It's part of our mobile setup.
You got Windows 2 on it.
No, it's 7. It's 7. It hadn't been updated to 10 yet.
So before we get into this detailed Rick and Morty discussion, I'm going to explain Sassy Sucks Saturday. So what Sassy Sucks Saturday is pop quiz. And Papa Thug Nasty's in college, so he's probably used to this.
He's the smartest guy in the room.
So I'm going to ask y'all both a question geared towards both of y'all. Before I ask the question, you can opt out of it. So there's 3 cards I have. Sassy, if you get the question right. Suck, if you get the question wrong. And then no balls if you choose to opt out before I even ask the question.
Alright, fair.
Both these questions y'all should be able to answer.
And they're about ourselves?
No. They're just questions directed towards things that you should be in know.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So, I'm going to give y'all the choice to opt out now.
I ain't opting out. Come on.
I'm not opting out.
Alrighty. We'll start with Anthony's question.
I'm really nervous about this question.
What is All Might's canon weight in pounds within 20 pounds?
I think it was, so, before he said he trimmed down, right?
It's his current canon weight, as in hero mode.
Is
Pounds.
this from My Hero Academia?
Yeah, that one's kind of confusing, because I could have swore Deku was like, you're 620-some pounds, but then he said, no, I'm like, more like 580-something
Remember,
right now.
the dub's not canon.
Oh, well, if we're talking about manga, then I'm going to just guess 625.
No, it's 562. So you would have to guess between 542 and 582.
Oh, so then the other one would
to
have been
get it
right then.
Yes. Thomas's question is, how many episodes of Rick and Morty are there within 2?
I'm just gonna say 30.
That is correct. It is 31, so you had to guess between 29 and 33 to get it.
Yeah.
Are we talking about the whole series?
Yeah.
Yeah,
really?
I knew one of them. I knew 2 of the seasons had 10 episodes.
And the first season has 11.
Oh, man, that's just...
So,
I guess I'm thinking more like Family Guy in them
They also
type
have
thing.
shorts, but they're not episodes.
Yeah, because I would have thought they would have
yeah,
way
they
more
have
than
a
that.
lot more shorts produced by Adult Swim and like used as
Oh,
like
okay,
commercials.
I got you.
And even posted on the Adult Swim YouTube channel, trademark.
Mm-hmm. Trademark TM.
Let's see what Sassy is. Thomas's prize for getting the question right. It is one whole Washington dollar U.S. currency.
No way!
There you go, good sir.
I'm gonna frame it.
Don't use it to fill your addictions.
I can always unframe it.
Break if needed of emergency.
Let's see what Anthony's punishment is for getting his question wrong.
Oh man, I hope it's one free BJ.
I'm gonna let Thomas
One
read it.
angry hand DJ. Take a shot of deluxe. Them's the rule, sir.
You should have opted out.
I honestly don't want to do that. That's pretty bad.
I know.
Do
you
we
don't.
have any more rounds in this game?
No, that's it.
Oh, it was.
It's just one for Sassy Sucks Saturday.
So I only had one option to opt out. What's in the
okay.
opt out envelope?
Do you want
have
to opt out? I'll let you opt out late.
I don't know if I can go back on my own word. I said I don't opt out.
Okay.
Yeah, this is all on the record.
Before I do that, let me just read what the opt out was.
Take a shot. That'd be hilarious.
Everything else is take a shot at deluxe.
Call one of your contacts live of my choosing and ask them about hemorrhoid cream live on the show.
Oh, that would have been funny too.
Okay, so if you wrote those cards and you wrote on the envelope, why do you even have to have the envelope? Why didn't you use like index cards and like flip them over?
Because I wanted to open the freaking envelopes on the podcast, man. We gotta
Can
be
you
fancy
hear it?
here.
No, he wanted to be.
Even if we can't hear it, I'll dub in open envelope sound from YouTube.
You know what? It'll just be so unreal. You're just.
Could just do that in the first place with a note card, but
How dare you?
Or no. You know what he could have done? Have you seen the thing about Stevie Wonder doing the thing and he like does the little thing? He opens it up and he starts reading it in Braille. He got roasted pretty hard for that.
Shot of Kentucky Deluxe and your diet.
Wait, why'd you put it in this?
I cleaned it out.
No, I'm just saying it's gonna be harder for me to take now.
I don't know. No, it's not.
I mean, ew. Ew.
Oh yeah, as I drank my vodka and grapefruit juice.
Every shot of whiskey starts off with a good can of Diet Coke.
I'm glad you showed the mic that, like we record.
Of course. The mic can totally see me.
Yep.
Oh, God. I just, you know he only does this because he knows I hate shots.
You shouldn't answer the question wrong, man.
Well, I didn't know we were putting alcohol in this.
I gave you the heads up at the liquor store. You're like, oh, no, Kentucky Deluxe. I was like, be careful what you wish for.
Oh, okay. Epic foreshadowing. It's like that one episode of, what is it, Team 4-Star is like, you know what, Napa? One day someone's just going to kill you.
Yep.
You know, I make this a bigger deal in my head than it really is.
Yeah, it's just bad whiskey, man. That's all it is.
You know, the woman at the liquor store was like, oh, Kentucky Deluxe is not a bad whiskey. It's smooth. I was like, you are definitely wrong.
Yeah, that's why it's $5.
Oh, no, I like how that lady, too, was like, oh, I remember y'all's ages, and she clearly knows I'm older than what she called me.
Yeah. And Thomas over there like, I'm so glad I got my question right.
That's terrible.
Your giant Dobby pop figure has some fucking big ears, dude. They had to, like, special make that box extra wide for Dobby's big
No,
head
what they
ass.
special made is that damn Target sticker on there. It's the biggest one I've ever seen. Look, all the other ones have the regular one.
Target, he's
Yeah,
got, like, a whole fucking...
If you look at all the other ones, all the other 10 inches are from Target, and all of them have the regular size one that goes on the regular pop figure, too, and that one just has a fucking ridiculous
That's
size
like a
one.
fucking YouTube ad.
Yeah, for real. For Target. Free ads.
So Rick and Morty?
Let me tell you one thing that doesn't sell well is Rick and Morty Pops. They sell
True.
awful. They are some of the worst selling Pops.
You know, and I'll tell you why. It's because all of the Rick and Morty fan base is smart enough not to buy into this pop figure fad. You fucking losers.
The see-through Pickle Rick that you were talking about that one time
Oh, yeah?
is a con exclusive. So it's like a special version of the normal
I
Pickle
think
Rick.
it's probably the best selling one, too.
Yeah, I
The
bet.
Chase is the one I think with him with the rocket launcher.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of times they'll bring them in our Walmart, and I'll just be like, man, these Rick and Morty Pops are not going to
Is
sell.
that a Hello Neighbor pop?
Yeah,
That's
we
a
got a
couple
couple
of them.
Yeah, I got a couple of them. I think you have all. Don has all of them.
And they're all the neighbor.
Have
There's
you
not
played
even
Hello Neighbor?
Yeah.
Because the neighbor's the only survivor of the game, right?
spoiler alerts.
Spoiler alert.
I have no idea.
Do you like breast?
I do enjoy it.
You do enjoy a nice set of tatas?
So I think the only episodes of Rick and Morty I've ever seen is the episode with Evil Morty, Pickle Rick.
So, Evil Morty comes up a few times. Pickle Rick only happened in one episode.
The Evil Morty where he actually takes off his eye.
So, at the end,
Yeah.
where he, like, takes off the eye patch and there's wires coming out?
Yes, I've
So
seen that
was
one.
the first Evil Rick episode. Y'all want to watch the second one and then just talk about that? Like, we can pause this right here so that we actually have something to talk about since y'all have no idea what any Rick and Morty thing is.
Yeah, we could do that.
A few moments later.
We just watched that episode.
We finished watching the Rick Lantis mix-up, which is episode 7 of season 3.
Which is my first time watching it, and I can see what you're talking about. Yeah, like, you do have to have a certain level of IQ or know what's going on to really understand it.
That's still a meme.
But like, if you're...
It's still a meme, but I can see what they're talking about.
If you have, like, minimal scientific literacy, like, you'll have a good time watching the show, because you'll be able to pick up on most things. Because, like, you don't have to be too smart. People blow that out of proportion. The storylines are pretty easy to follow. It's just funny.
No, but you know what show you do have to not really be smart about, but you need to be culturally, like, up to date with what's going on is Family Guy. If you're not
Yeah.
up to date with what's going on, like, if your dad watched Family Guy, he fucking wouldn't understand it.
Yeah, he doesn't understand a lot of it.
And
South
even-
Park's the same way.
Yeah.
Even, like, going back and watching the older episodes of Family Guy, especially for me, because I'm 21, so I was, like, very, very young, or I wasn't even born when they were writing the
Are you
first
really
seasons
21?
of Family Guy, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta remember, he's quite a bit younger.
I thought you were my same
So,
age.
like, all those jokes and all those pop culture references and
You wouldn't
all
get 'em.
those celebrities that showed up that they made fun of, I didn't understand half of those jokes. Especially the political references, because, I mean, come on.
Well, you can't
Yeah.
say that because I've watched like old Saturday Night Lives and I still get them just from like knowing history. And I wasn't around in the
but I
90s.
like history and pop culture history is...
Oh, that is true. Yeah.
Yeah. You kind of, it's one of those things where you kind of have to be alive during that time to understand it. I mean, like, you can know overtones from history, but
Yeah, like,
to really know how it was.
like technically I was alive during the Bill Clinton era, but I still understand the Bill Clinton jokes.
yeah.
But I was like 4.
But yeah, but you're still way too young. Even me, even though I was born in 90, I was still too young to really understand how the world worked back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Honestly, the only time I really know how the world worked is probably the 2000s, when I was about 10 plus.
Yeah, I would probably say when I was like 12, so that's like 2005.
Yeah. Because I turned 10 in 2000. I remember the whole Y2K thing.
I was.
I remember that, and I wasn't even that old.
God, man, that was terrible.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, get your water, the computer's going to destroy us all, Skynet.
You know what brought that up, right? Like, they had this...
Was it Terminator?
No, they had this computer system set up, and they had a calendar set on the computer system.
Oh, yeah, they didn't know if it could update or not?
No, and the calendar just ended in the year 2000. Like, there wasn't a mechanism to turn that 2, or... Like,
turn the 1 into a 2.
Turn the 0 into a 1 afterwards. Yeah. So they were just like, oh, well, we're fucked. Computer doesn't know what to do.
I mean, it isn't simple to just change a simple number on the computer.
Actually,
At least that's how I've heard, so that's what I've heard.
If you buy most VHSs, you know how you can set the dates in those?
Yeah.
They don't go past 2050.
Really?
Oh, fuck. Oh, God. The VHSs say 2050? Oh, shit.
I mean, if the VHS got it right and the Mayans didn't, I'm going to be really disappointed.
But no,
I'm surprised the VHSs thought they were going to be around until 2050, to be honest.
Honestly, VHS did not have a long life.
Yeah.
Neither, honestly. I mean, well, DVD's still kind of whatever, but
but now it's Blu-ray. We're just
DVD
calling
is still
it DVD.
relevant, though. Like, when you buy Blu-rays, actually very few are just Blu-ray. What are they? Blu-ray DVD combo.
But now it's just going to be digital.
It's digital.
Copy.
Honestly, like, even me, I've moved over more towards digital than getting a physical copy, too. Because it's easier.
Well, even some of them were like Blu-ray, DVD, and digital download.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When you get like the deluxe edition.
No, you know what I hate,
all
though?
3, which I really like, because sometimes I ride from Dallas to Houston, I'll drive. There's just something about not having any internet connection in the middle of Texas, and also, like, wanting to listen to the radio, and you have to listen to, like, either country, Christian rock.
Are you like me? Because so back in the day, I used to download like a lot of music and stuff onto my phone. I rarely do that anymore. Everything's a streaming service now. So if I have no internet, I'm kind of fucked on the media side.
I do because
so I like to
don't
keep
have
a good amount of downloaded media so that I can keep myself occupied. Which is why I like that Netflix now lets you download movies sometimes.
You have some music on your phone.
Well, that's only because of the YouTube app, the YouTube Music app. Anytime I like a song, it automatically downloads it to my offline playlist.
It's also why
which is very useful. Yeah. Honestly, very useful.
It's also why I keep a small collection of hard copy porn. Because, like, I have piss poor internet out in the middle of nowhere. So
you need your beaten material.
I need... Yeah.
Well, he sent me, like, Papa Thug Nasty, Thomas... Send me, just blowing the cover there. Send me like a picture.
Now that we're talking about porn, it's time to drop the name.
Well, he sent me a picture of his dad's DVD collection that one time, and at the very like small corner, I was like, "What's that in the corner?" He's like, "Porn," and then he sent me a picture of like the 3 DVDs, and I was like, "Oh, okay. Bring the slutty schoolgirls."
Wait, that was my collection.
Oh, okay.
That's not my dad's collection.
Are you sure?
Those were parts of my collection.
Okay.
Well, that reminds me of, I used to know these people back in the day, and this was, before internet porn was big, probably like 2003, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
And I went over their house, and at that time, I think I was like 14, 15.
Prime age.
Maybe.
Learning
maybe.
This.
No, never mind. That was 2005. I was 15. And all of a sudden, he opens up the cabinet, and he goes, "Yeah, it's my porn collection." Just like 3 shelves full of just porn.
Right.
DVDs.
Right.
So, DVDs were small. So it's just all the way across.
Like without cases?
Just cases. DVD cases just all the way across.
Okay.
So it's
compared to like
this
VHS
big.
Because,
cases.
like, think about how many DVD cases you can fit on the line in that shelf. Like maybe 30, 40.
30, yeah.
Now imagine if you just sat the DVD up against the wall and lined up DVDs. You can put like 200 DVDs on that shelf. So like that's the difference.
No, you put them in the CD cases.
Yeah.
And you double stack them.
Like in the GameStop drawers.
Yeah. Yeah, but does anyone actually watch porn for the actual storyline? Because I just get straight to the sex.
Some of my favorite things that I type into the search bar are dialogue and storyline. And eye contact.
He's like, no, nothing's hotter than the lead up.
I gotta, foreplay is very important.
The lead up is pretty good, though.
Sometimes the lead up can be good, yeah.
Yeah, because that sets up the scene. Otherwise, you're just watching normal porn.
But like,
how should you know if
what
that's
really
a stepdaughter?
takes me out of it is when it
That's
cuts.
true. When the mom comes in and is making you a sandwich, and she's like, "Oh, I need to help you out with this, don't I?"
Right.
What really pulls me out of it is when it cuts to credits, like, right after the cum shot. Like, no, I need to know if MacGyver and What's-Her-Face made it out of this situation.
It's almost like that meme now where someone gets hurt, it's like, duh, 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 in the credits roll.
So Rick and Morty.
Okay. Sorry, you say we don't get off topic. No, we really get off topic sometimes.
So Thomas halfway through like the episode of Rick and Morty was like, "Oh, we shouldn't even call it Rick and Morty because we could be talking about whatever." And I was like, "We do,
We do.
we do."
Oh, so we just talk about internet porn. So
yeah, because we're talking about hard copy porn in the middle of a Rick and Morty episode.
Did y'all see that Rick and Morty episode where Morty bought a sex toy?
I told you the few episodes
yeah,
that
you
I've
just
seen.
literally showed me my first episode.
I've only seen the first evil one. Now the second evil one, that's not a sex toy, that's a sex doll.
Well, they're all toys to me. Women, I mean.
Women are sex toys,
So
dude?
are you classifying women as sex toys?
No, just toys.
Just toys? Wow, that's
Because I also play with their emotions. It's not just
actually, no, you say that. They play with our emotions. I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
they really do. I'm full of shit. I don't know
Yeah,
what I'm
for
talking
real.
about.
When's the last time you dated said woman?
Said
Dang.
woman? Any woman, bro.
I still want to meet the one person you're with, just to see.
Oh, she was a nice girl. She was real cool.
When, like, sometimes when I cut stuff out, it's seamless. Like, you listen to it and be like, oh, you didn't even know I cut stuff out. And sometimes I cut stuff out.
And
it's
we
just
cut
like
back into us talking about cutting stuff out.
Yeah.
So that it's totally unseamless.
Is like, in this unseamless take was sponsored by Blockbuster.
Okay, so back to the black and white episodes when I used to do. I used to, like, cut in, like, McDonald's ads when I cut stuff out. It was really weird. I don't know why. But, yeah.
Just glad we're just not dry, man.
Yeah, I'm just glad that I'm starting to feel good.
I'm glad you are too. You know, I'm really supporting you in this.
Yep, this endeavor.
So are those
The
two
number one
half
here?
shots, or is it like a double shot?
No, it's just one shot. It's just two different flavors.
So it's okay.
So yeah, it's a half
like-
shot
like
per
the
flavor.
first
yeah.
thing that I
Yeah,
said.
half
Yeah.
shot per flavor.
Yeah.
So if you would turn to look at the TV, you realize that the lamp upstairs was moving because he was having sex with the sex doll, and then he comes down, chugs the whole thing of OJ, and returns to have sex with his sex doll.
But you know what though? Okay, I'll say this. Like when you're first doing that as a young, like the first time you start having sex or whatever, man, it does dominate your life. That's all you want to do for a little bit of time. That was me.
Oh,
And I've had friends that did the same thing.
With anything that will, like,
Bring you pleasure.
bring you pleasure or change your state of mind. Because, like, you know those guys who, like, they just started smoking weed last week and now they're insufferable because that's all they ever talk about?
I'm glad that definitely wasn't me.
Yeah. I used to hang out with Gandalf the Green and he was like that.
God, that's hot though. That's a hot sex doll. Is that his baby? No.
Yep.
He just had a baby with it?
He's like pulling it out and he's like, ooh, I just touched one of Morty's loads. And, yep, this is a baby maker. And that thing's half Morty. Let's kill it.
I like how you memorize these episodes. Wow.
That makes me think you're
Everything I watch, I kind of get fanatical about it. And then for like a couple of months, I just like watch it on reruns. Like I've been watching The Office for a couple of months now just because it's like 9 seasons long.
Yeah.
You know what gets me is I always thought I had an addictive personality, which I do, but you two are worse. Like, y'all sometimes when y'all get into things, like, he'll listen to a song over and over and over and over. I
Okay.
cannot do stuff like that.
No, like, there's certain things that I just can't shake. Like, when Epic Rap Battles used to come out, Epic Rap Battle of History used to come out every Monday, I used to go to work and listen to it on repeat.
Until you had it memorized?
Yeah, not even then, when the next one came out. So it would be a whole week. So, 6 days? Because I worked almost every day, 8 hours a day, nothing but that one.
Just can't.
So what's 8 times 6?
So which one was your favorite?
Oh, my favorite of all time? Well, that's kind of weird. My favorite one, I would have to say, is the one I listen to the most, and that would have to be Ninja Turtles versus Artist.
Oh, no fucking joke, dude. That one was really good. Also, another one that I really like is when they got all those Asian guys in for the Eastern philosophers versus the Western philosophers.
You know it's the same guy, right? Like, all the Asians is the same person.
No.
Yeah.
No.
They're all the same person.
No.
That's racist.
Those are three separate
It's
people.
the same person.
You're racist
Watch the
for
behind the
assuming that they're all
scenes.
the same person.
Watch the behind the scenes, it's the same person.
You're extremely racist for assuming they're all the same person.
But if I had to say my favorite, not based on just the most I listen to, it'd probably be Ghostbusters versus Mythbusters.
Yeah, I didn't care for that.
But I listened to Artists versus Turtles the most. Also, I was homeless
think
in
the
Arizona at
one-
the time, so...
I think the one that I find myself quoting the most often is Albert Einstein versus Stephen Hawking.
That's actually
That's a
probably one of my
classic.
favorite ones. Yes, I love that
It's
one.
really a classic. They
Yeah.
did hella good.
Yeah, especially with Stephen Hawking's voice.
I haven't been keeping up, though, if they've been putting more stuff out.
Well, they've only done
They
one.
I
just
remember
restarted
I remember they went on hiatus for a real long
2
time.
years. That's because they were trying to buy back the company from Disney.
Which luckily, I think what they did nothing on it for so long, they basically
Yeah,
forfeited the
actually,
rights.
they did nothing on it so long that Disney kind of folded into it, and then they just kind of got it for no reason. But the only one they put out is Elon Musk versus Mark Zuckerberg.
What?
Okay, we'll watch that
That
after this.
kind of sounds awesome.
But also, since they own it
Is
now,
this post Elon Musk on the Rogan Experience?
Yes.
So they bring up him
and this is
choking?
post Mark Zuckerberg on trial.
Honestly,
I mean, trial was like a long.
you know,
time
even
ago.
talking about that, even on the Elon Musk thing, I think a lot of people made a big deal out of that whole situation, which it was not even a big deal.
Yeah, you know what? You know what Rogan says about it? Every time people ask Joe Rogan about it, you know what he says?
He says it's not a big deal, basically.
He says that it shouldn't have been a big deal because
It
they
shouldn't
were
have been.
drinking the whole time. They
Yeah.
were drinking whiskey.
You know what's
the
funny
whole
about
time.
Joe Rogan? Joe Rogan is such a... Well, I mean, he's a proponent of weed, but to him, and I do agree with him, he's like, the one thing that is legal alcohol is way worse than weed. And I'm like, yes, at a certain point it is, but we don't make a big deal about alcohol. We don't make a big deal about alcohol. He does, fight companions, and they get sloshed.
Yeah, they don't make a big deal about alcohol because...
It's widely accepted.
They tried prohibition a real long time ago, and they realized that whenever people can't drink, it makes them want to drink more, and then whenever people drink more and they're not allowed to, they get angry about it.
Well, it's the same basis what they
So
talk
they
about
became
legalizing
violent.
drugs.
So they became violent. And the only thing different about weed is that whenever you smoke weed, you don't get mad about anything. So they're like, oh, it's too bad that this thing I'm doing is illegal. I'm not gonna fucking do anything about it.
I don't know. I'm intoxicated right now as it is, so... I wanted to tell you on the Epic Rap Battles thing, since they own it now, they also do this thing called Flash in the Pan hip-hop conflicts of nowadays.
Yeah, so basically...
Excuse me?
So they do suggestions that they think are dumb, like Burger King versus Ronald McDonald. They're like, we're never going to do a rap battle of this. So they just do the rap, but not in costume and stuff.
Yeah, it's basically like a low-budget version, basically. They're just
So
doing the rap.
it's just like the two guys sitting behind.
Yeah.
And they've written the stuff out, they just don't
yeah.
put any production value into it.
It's kind of genius, though, when you think about it. I mean, they're not really having to put much thought into it.
Yeah, but they
I
could have
like
always
that
done
a
this,
lot.
but because of Disney.
They wanted the
Because,
Flash.
well, no, Disney didn't allow them to put out anything unless it was approved.
Oh, okay.
So they couldn't have done nothing like this.
Uh-huh.
And it was too close that it would be considered copyright infringement even if they did.
Okay.
So now that they own it themselves, they're able to do all kinds of stuff. So you're going to see some, actually, I'm ready to see, they're going to start doing some off-color jokes that they weren't allowed to do before. You thought the old ones were kind of edgy? No, wait till they have freedom of expression.
Honestly, I never thought the old ones were
I
that
think it's gonna be
edgy.
really nice.
Honestly, no.
I hope it doesn't get gross like some of these other epic rap battles that are around. I've seen some of these off-brand rap battleists who just the entire time they don't make a single clever retort and they're just talking about fucking the whole time.
That's like Goku versus Superman rap battle.
And they're just talking about sex. Why? Is I've never seen Superman have sex. Not once. Or Goku, but I've never watched that show.
I've seen Superman have sex once. When he was older in that one movie, didn't he have sex with Lois Lane? That's the only time I've ever seen it.
When he was about to die?
When he had the gray hair on the side?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did
it's
he
the only
get
time.
consent?
Consent?
That's a good point. I mean, hashtag me too.
Me too.
Okay, well, we need to get going, but hold on. Before we get going, Thomas doesn't know about this, but there's a new segment on the podcast.
Bring that ass here, boy.
Wow, that ass is amazing. Bruh!
Bruh!
So there's a new thing called Call Out where we just start beef with other YouTubers. We just straight out call them out, tell them how ratchet they are, and then I send them the link and was like, hey, we called you out and said like how stinky your pussy is and stuff like that. This one's actually very dear to me. Her name is Richie Bop. She has almost 20,000 subscribers, which sounds like a lot, but she's had that for about 6 years. I used to watch her back in 2013. Actually, she's so old that she used to have a series called Ask Siri. You know why? Because Siri was so new that it was still weird to ask them questions. And she would post videos about that and then also do sim videos. But also, remember in YouTube videos, I don't know if you know this or not, remember there used to be reply videos?
Yes,
Where you could like actually post videos and then reply them to certain videos. If you go back, there's videos of her that has me in them as reply videos, asking questions.
Really?
Yes. I will show you those later, but yes, it's pretty amazing. I used to watch her way back then, and it's weird, that was like 6 years ago, and she has 20,000 subscribers, and back then she only had like 3,000, so she's grown a little bit.
It's not a crazy amount of growth, but you know, it's somewhere.
If we only have 20,000 subscribers in 6 years, I'm quitting.
Yeah, honestly.
I don't like her.
You don't?
Yeah.
I mean, she's kind of hot. She has a British accent.
Yeah, that's hot.
Well, you know what's funny is I've heard of her, but I just didn't know who she was.
I doubt you've heard of her.
I've heard of the name before you mentioned it.
You sure?
Yeah, I've heard the name.
The only community where she's popular in is the Sims community. Because she does every package, every game, every scenario, like, it's crazy.
Yeah, she has a lot of views on this video.
That one
The
video.
Sims review video.
Oh,
she
okay,
had like 65,000 views.
Yeah, you'll see like her Sims videos will be like 50,000 views, and then like
everything else
her
will be
vlog
like
will be like
180.
100.
Well, that almost reminds me of a YouTuber I watched back in the day.
Excuse you. We have 23,000 views on one video.
Yeah, I mean, not that it's all over a controversy or anything.
Yeah, our second biggest video is 111.
I mean, there's not a big disparity there.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a huge disparity. That's, you know...
If we're looking at margin of error.
Right.
That huge number is definitely not an outlier.
But before I did this, when I did Toonami and Friends, actually the biggest video we also had was a controversy, and it only got 3,000, so I don't know how this happened.
Alright, let's end this one.
Alright. Arigato gozaimasu. Haben einen guten Tag. Tu madre es pollo.
Was that 3 different languages?
It was.
That's gay.
It's like, I only talk to people that at least know 4.